Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I have a Q&A. All of these questions came from Instagram. If you are not following me on Instagram, I will leave my link to my Instagram in the description box down below, as well as right here. I'm Miss KWSHOPS on Instagram. Yeah, if you are new to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Katherine and my channel is KWSHOPS. I do informational videos about the pre-owned luxury market. I have worked in the luxury resale industry for a couple of years now, and I provide insights to just different aspects of the industry and of the market. If you have any questions about it or any things you would like to know or video suggestions, please comment them down below. I have all the questions here on my phone, and the first question is, will the luggage Nano go out of style with the changes in Celine's house? I will say I'm not the best at predicting trends. Trends are not really ever something that I've never been a very trendy person. I just sort of just go for what I like, but I will say that the practicality of the nano size will have it continue to be relevant for many, many years to come. I do think that already we've seen with the value dropping of the larger sizes, the mini and the mini and the micro of the luggage bag. Those didn't hold up well for resale, whereas the nano did, and I think that is a good indicator that it should continue to be in style because people are still willing to pay much more money for it than they are the larger sizes. I just think that for many people, and I did once own that bag 2 years ago or so, and it definitely wasn't the bag for me. Pretty much everyone except me loves that bag. It'll definitely continue, in my opinion, to be relevant. But don't hold me to that, because I said it in the beginning, I'm kind of terrible at predicting trends because I'm not into the trends of now. I would have never predicted any of these, so we'll see, I guess. Next question is, what do you think about this Sunrev Maestra? Is it worth the hype? This one I haven't seen in person, so I would like to see it in person before I make any indication. The YouTubers that I have seen that own that bag really do seem to love it. It looks really practical and spacious. I want to say that it converts between being a crossbody bag and a backpack. I think that's really, really cool, and they seem to be really good quality and like decent and a really good size. So I can't say for sure because I've never seen one in person, but it is something that has piqued my interest. Next question is, how do you protect your bags from rain and color transfer from your clothes? Okay, so first of all, if you guys know how much time and energy my hair takes, I'll put my hair care routine video up here in the info cards if you want to see that. The video that I made condensed is 30 minutes long, but the actual process itself takes about 5 or 6 hours. So that being said, I always keep an umbrella with me. I live in Miami, so that is my number one method. I always carry an umbrella. I just always have one. I just have a little tiny mini one. I don't have it in front of me now. It's from Totes, and I will link it down below. And as far as color transfer goes, I don't really wear a ton of black. I don't wear a ton of black. I do buy new jeans all the time, but I don't really wear a ton of crossbody bags. I would say that color transfer, protecting it from that, it's definitely has more to do with the bag and material and color choice of the bag that you buy. I guess those are not actionable tips, but that's just what I do. Sorry. What is the best understated designer bag for work? No big logo. That's a great question. So I'm gonna show you some of the ones that I have. The first one I really love is this one right here. This is the Louis Vuitton Belmont. While this is this Damier Ebene, I think any Damier Ebene tote would probably be a good option, because while we in the luxury community like look at this and immediately know it's Louis Vuitton, not everyone is like us. I think this one is great and very, very elegant. It fits my laptop very nicely, as well as it would be the right size for files. Another one, I think, like a Louis Vuitton Damier Ebene is called I want to say it's called the Chelsea bag. We just had one at work recently, and I'll leave a picture of it right here. That bag is great. The straps are adjustable and the size is perfect. It would be a good travel bag, but it also is like wide enough. I wish I had a mod shot of it, but I don't. It's definitely wide enough to be able to hold whatever you need for work. I'm gonna do my best to link some down below if I can think of. I also love my Givenchy Antigona shopper. The Antigona in the medium size as well, I think would be a great option depending on how much you have to carry. Yeah, there's so many I can think of, but another tip I'm going to give you is that whenever I'm looking for a bag to fit certain criteria, what I will do is go to Fashionphile's website and search under their you can search bags and you can search certain features of the bags. I will leave this link down below. In their case, for their website, what I do is just search bags that fit a laptop, and that typically will show you work bags. I mean, it'll show you just from what they have available, but it will sort of give you an idea of different shapes and different silhouettes and like different colors of things that you should be on the lookout for. Okay. Also a good work bag is you didn't specify what exactly it is that you have to carry. I'm just gonna assume, and I hope this is helpful, but the Fendi Toujours in the regular size. The regular is the largest size that I've seen. It's either called the regular or the large. Currently, I have the Petite Toujours on my wish list, but we are very, very far away from that happening. What I love about this bag is that it's such a great size. You are able to fit a lot inside of it. I think it would be great to hold a laptop and folders, etc. So again, it depends on what it is that you need to carry and what industry that you're in, but the Fendi I think is one of your best bets. And then my number 2 would be the Louis Vuitton Chelsea in Damier Ebene. The Belmont I just happen to love, but for something heavy, like I don't normally carry this on my shoulder, so I do think it looks great. It looks the part very well, but depending on how much you have to carry, it could get a little heavy to carry a top handle, and I don't really recommend using the shoulder strap. Hopefully that is helpful, and I will link some other options down below if I can find them. Favorite places to shop and eat in South Florida. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys my very favorite restaurant ever. It's called Ceviche. They have one on South Beach. They have a bunch of different locations. It's sort of fast casual, but it is a ceviche restaurant. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't know what ceviche was before I moved to Miami. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. If you don't know what it is raw whitefish that has been cured in lime juice for some amount of time, so it just sort of gets like a really limey citrusy flavor into the fish. The fish is not cooked, but it's just delicious. It's, oh my god, it's my very favorite food. I'm actually about to order it. Yeah, that's my favorite restaurant because they are it's affordable, it's quick, it's fast, and it's just delicious. There are definitely a ton of great places to eat here in Miami, but that's the one that's just my go-to immediately. Like when you said that, I was like, oh, ceviche. Yeah. They have a bunch of different locations all over South Florida. I've been to like 3 of them, I guess, but I mainly go to the South Beach one because that's the one that's closest to where I live. And as far as shopping goes, I'm gonna say I really like Aventura Mall. That's a really great mall. It's really big. They have all the stores, like all of them. I think that Bal Harbour is good. Bal Harbour has Saks, and you guys know I love Saks because you can shop Ebates there in store and you get your cash back in store, so that is what I'm all about. In there, I had some great experiences there. I'll leave my haul from there up here in the info cards if you want to see that. I can't ever go back there because I will just spend up all the rest of my money, so I halfway recommend it. So those are 3. I mean, there's a couple of other like random ones, but I just haven't, honestly, I haven't been shopping a ton this year. What is my favorite beauty product and fragrance? I have a favorites video coming up probably after this one. I'm not sure what the order of videos that I have going live, but currently my favorite fragrance is the Hermes Jardin sur le Nil. If you guys have been with me for a while, you would be just as shocked as I am to know that I have a favorite fragrance now. I was allergic to perfume, or I'm still allergic to perfume, so it's very hard for me to find good fragrances for me. And that one is just really light and sort of fruity, citrus, floral. I don't know words for fragrances, but that's just one that has worked for me very, very well, and I can actually wear it and it doesn't ruin my life. So I'm really happy with that one. And matter of fact, since I know nothing really about skincare, so please, I mean, I don't know what advice I can give on it, but if you have a good moisturizer that you use for oily or acne prone skin, please comment it down below because I need some suggestions. So next question was, can you do a review of the Givenchy Antigona Mini? And yes, definitely I will, but I want to carry it a little bit longer before I actually do like a first impression review. Maybe I'll do like a what's in my bag just to show you guys what fits in it, but as far as a review goes, I like to do them sort of after I've gotten a better feel for the bag. So definitely I will have that coming. Maybe I'll just do a what's in my bag instead of a full-on review. So be on the lookout for that. Next question is that it's known that vintage pieces have better quality. Do you agree? If so, which brands? This is such a great question. The vintage and like older pieces, in my opinion, had so much better quality. You can tell the quality has really gone down. For example, Chanel, up until I think about 2007 maybe, used to use gold plating on their gold hardware bags. So if you buy a vintage bag, it's plated with, I want to say, 14 karat gold. Whereas now they are going up in value, like going up in price, but the quality is not the same. Like the fact that the bag is, you know, $6,000 or so for a jumbo, I think. I'll have to double check the pricing because they just had an increase. But if it were plated in real gold, like I would kind of be able to, like, you know, see that, but it isn't. I don't know. Definitely brands to look for vintage quality. Louis Vuitton, their vintage quality is fantastic. You guys know I have my vintage St. Cloud that's the same age as I am, and that bag is just, it's beautiful. Matter of fact, let me grab it 1 second. This is the vintage St. Cloud. Before, Louis Vuitton used to use real brass for their hardware, and that way it didn't age. There was no peeling and no tarnishing, not tarnishing, but like peeling or chipping or anything like that. Now it's just gold in color and, you know, wrapped or something. But this bag is the same age as I am, and it's just incredible. It just really, really an incredible vintage bag. Like, look at that. The only wear on it is 2 cracks on the inside. I mean, not cracks, but 2 creases on the inside. So I highly, highly recommend vintage Louis Vuitton and vintage Chanel. Actually, I'm going to add this in too. One brand that I'm actually pleasantly surprised by is Gucci. I think Gucci's quality is really, really great, especially for the price point. I don't think they've had as much of a decline in their quality as a lot of the others have. So big props to Gucci for, you know, pushing out great products. My Dionysus, for example, the quality on that is so fantastic. It's a really sturdy bag, and it really, it wears really well. I think their coated canvas is great. And then I also have the Marmont style of shoulder bag that I got from the outlet mall, and it's just night and day. Not night and day, but like it's just very, 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 in my opinion, better quality than current collection Louis Vuitton. Sorry. So, I posed this question on Instagram, and I am actually in the process of making a dedicated video to this subject. I want to do a video about authentication so I can give more information for you guys for when you are shopping pre-loved and vintage. So I did pose this question to Instagram. I'm also going to ask you guys here if you have any specific questions about authentication that you'd like me to answer. So a couple of people asked me very broad questions like, how do you spot fakes, or how do you know a bag is fake? And I mean, that's what the video is going to be about, but I want to know if there's anything specifically that you would like to know about replicas versus real bags, things that you should be on the lookout for, or things that things that you should be on the lookout for, or things that you should expect or not expect to see in a counterfeit or in a real bag. So if you can ask maybe more specific questions than how to spot fakes, or how do you know a bag is real is another question I got. Just something a little bit more specific than those type of questions, then I can address that in the video coming. But I do, like I said, I would love to hear what you guys would like to know about authentication specifically, and if there's any brands that you want me to cover. However, there's one that I will answer here, and that is, what are the best free / very cheap authentication services? Like $70 or so, I think is the most expensive one that I know of. That's online, obviously. So if it costs $20, $30, even $50 on something that you're buying for $1,000 or $2,000, I think it's worth every penny. However, there are free services, and specifically what I'm talking about is the Louis Vuitton Addicted Facebook group. They have addicted groups for many different brands, so it isn't only Louis Vuitton that you can do it for, but you can post pictures of a bag you're interested in if you want to have it authenticated, and they do have a lot of people there that will look at it and tell you if it's fake. Usually they'll give you a little bit of reason, like why, things that are off about it, so you can learn a little bit more. So I very highly recommend that. It is a private group, but I will link it down below, and you have to be accepted into it. And the last question is, what do you think about the Dior Saddle Bag, and do you plan to get one? The answer for me is no. No, I'm not into it. That's never been a bag that I liked. It is, a classic. I do appreciate how much of an it bag it was at the time. I definitely do have an appreciation for that. It's just definitely not the bag for me. The issue I have with it though is that I didn't really like the way that it was marketed. I think that, I just felt like it was kind of shoehorned into our collective consciousness. I think that no one was really thinking about that bag until they just decided to gift it to 100 influencers. What am I trying to say? I guess what I'm trying to say is that I felt like it was too planted. It was too, like, aggressively pushed. And I really wish that I really like for fashion items to take off, like, organically, and that just didn't feel organic in any way. You guys know I work in resale. Do you understand that 3 years ago, if I took in that bag, I couldn't sell it for $60. I couldn't sell it for $60. Like, we don't even sell bags that are $60. But to even put that bag at $100 and discount it was impossible 2 years ago. I couldn't take them in because I couldn't sell them. No one was buying them. So the fact that they just do a giant spike in popularity because it was given to a handful of girls on Instagram, I just don't see, like, a real longevity for it. And don't get me wrong, like, that is not why I buy bags, but I think that, like, if I liked the bag, I liked the bag and I would buy it. But unless you really love the bag, and if you loved it 2 years ago, and if you loved it 3 years ago, and if you loved it in 2003, then you should get it. But if you don't, then don't. And that, I mean, that's so obvious, but it really goes for anything. Absolutely no shade to anyone who has it and loves it, because, I mean, everyone's different, and the bag that I love isn't going to be the bag that you love, and that's fine. We are all different. We all need and want and love different things. So it's cool if you love it, but it personally just isn't for me, and I just don't. I'm not into the fashion trends of now, in case you couldn't tell, because I've said that like a million times. Okay, I think that does it for my Q&A questions. Thank you guys so much for sending these questions in. I hope I answered them adequately. I really do want to put out maybe even a series, or just at least get started with one video concerning authentication. So like I said, please, if you can, think of like specific things you would want me to cover in a future authentication video, and that hopefully will be out soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I gave you some great insights into what goes on in this crazy brain as regards to handbags and stuff. And subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!